Have you ever been at a party, or maybe meeting someone new, and they ask you that classic question, "So, what do you do?" And your mind just goes completely blank.
Oh, all the time. It feels like such a simple question, but suddenly you forget how to describe your own job in English. It can be super awkward.
Exactly. Well, that awkward feeling ends today. Welcome everyone to English with Adam, the podcast that helps you speak English confidently in your everyday life.
Hi everyone, I'm Veronica.
And I'm Adam. And today, we're going to give you all the key phrases, vocabulary, and tips you need to talk about your job like a native speaker. We want to make it easy and, natural for you.
That sounds perfect. So where do we start? With the big question itself?
Yep, let's start with the absolute basics. Someone asks you, "What do you do?" Or maybe, "What do you do for a living?" The simplest way to answer is with the structure, "I'm a" plus your job title.
Okay, so like I'm a teacher or I'm a doctor.
Precisely. I'm an engineer. I'm a graphic designer. This works perfectly when your job title is common and easy to understand. But what if it's not? What if your job title is something like Synergy Logistics Coordinator? The other person will just smile and nod, but they'll have no idea what you're talking about.
Right, yeah, I wouldn't know what that means. So what do you do then?
In that case, it's better to talk about your field or your department. You can use the phrase "I work in," so you could say "I work in logistics," or "I work in marketing," or "I work in human resources."
Oh, that's much clearer. It gives the other person a general idea, which is usually all they're looking for in a casual conversation.
Exactly. Another great option is to mention your employer. You can say "I work for" and then the company name. For example, "I work for Google," or "I work for a small tech startup."
I like that one. It gives a lot of context right away. So we have I work in, and I work for. Those are great starting points.
They are. But a good conversation doesn't stop there. Usually, the person will want to know a little bit more. Though the next step is to describe what you actually, do, your responsibilities.
Okay, how can we do that without sounding like we're reading a job description?
A fantastic phrase for this is "I'm responsible for," followed by a gerund, the ing form of a verb. For example, "I'm a project manager. I'm responsible for planning projects and making sure my team meets deadlines."
I see. It connects your title to an actual action. What's another way to say that?
You could also say, "My role involves," or basically let's use a more complex job. Say you're a UX designer. You could say, "I'm a UX designer. Basically, I research how people use our app, and then I design ways to make it easier and more enjoyable for them."
That's a great explanation. It's simple, clear, and focuses on the outcome. You're helping people.
Right. You want to focus on the why of your job. Don't get lost in technical jargon. Think about the big picture. I help people, I build things, I organize information, I sell products. Using simple, strong verbs is key.
Okay, so let's say I'm a social media manager. I could say, I work in marketing, I'm responsible for creating content for our social media pages and talking to our followers online.
That is a perfect example. Clear, concise, and anyone can understand it. See? Not so hard.
It's much easier when you break it down like that. So let's say you've explained what you do, what's next? Sometimes the conversation can just stop there.
A great way to keep the conversation going is to add your personal feelings about your job. This makes it a real conversation, not an interview. You can talk about what you enjoy.
Oh, okay, so what are some good phrases for that?
You could say something like, "The best part of my job is," for example, "The best part of my job is collaborating with my team." Or, "What I love about my work is that I get to be creative every day."
I like that. It's positive, and it tells the other person more about you as a person, not just a worker.
You can also talk about the challenges to be more relatable. You could say, "It can be pretty demanding at times, but it's rewarding." Or, "The most challenging part is," and then explain a little. It shows honesty.
That's true. It makes you seem more human. So, now that we've mastered talking about ourselves, what about asking the other person? It's rude to just talk about your own job the whole time.
An excellent point. A conversation is a two-way street. After you've shared a little about your job, you can turn the question back to them. A simple, "How about you? What do you do?" works perfectly.
And when they answer, it's important to actually listen.
Yes, active listening is crucial. When they tell you what they do, you can ask good follow-up questions, not just, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, oh cool is a conversation killer. What are some better follow-up questions?
You can show interest by saying, "Oh, that sounds really interesting. What's a typical day like for you?" Or, "How did you get into that line of work?" That second one is great because it lets people tell a bit of their personal story.
Those are so much better. It shows you're actually curious about them. Another good one might be asking what they like about their job, right? Like, what's your favorite part of being a teacher?
Absolutely. Asking about their favorite part is a really positive and engaging question.
So, Adam, we've covered the positive scenarios, but what if someone doesn't like their job, or what if they're currently unemployed? That can be a really tricky situation to navigate in a conversation.
First, start simple with I work in, or I work for. Second, explain your responsibilities simply, using phrases like I'm responsible for, or basically I. Third, add a personal touch by sharing what you like or find challenging. That's a fantastic and very important question, Veronica. It's a situation many people face. If you don't enjoy your job, you don't have to pretend you love it. Honesty's fine, but you want to stay positive. Instead of saying, "I hate my job," you could focus on your future goals.
And fourth, remember to ask them about their job and use thoughtful follow-up questions to show you're genuinely interested.
You've got it. If you can do those 4 things, you'll be able to talk about your job smoothly and confidently in any situation.
That's our goal for you all. We hope this was really helpful.
And if it was, please do us a huge favor. Take a second to click that like button and subscribe to English with Adam so you don't miss our future episode.
Yes, and for a little bit of practice, tell us in the comments below, what do you do? Try to use one of the phrases we talked about today. We love reading your comments and seeing you practice.
We certainly do. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. Until next time, keep practicing.
Bye, everyone.